there should be a law prohibiting the media from ever publishing the image or name of a killer. The relentless focus on these individuals by news outlets often amplifies their infamy, overshadowing the humanity of the victims. It's striking and deeply troubling that we can so easily recall the names of infamous serial killers, while the names of their victims, the people whose lives were stolen in acts of cruelty, fade into obscurity. This imbalance feels profoundly unjust, a reflection of a society that at times seems more captivated by the darkness of human nature than by the resilience and dignity of those who suffer its consequences. The impact of this media glorification goes beyond mere memory. It perpetuates a cycle of infamy, where others, driven by a twisted desire for recognition, may commit similar acts. Perhaps, just perhaps, some individuals might be deterred from committing such crimes if they knew their names would never be immortalized or glorified. The allure of notoriety for some can act as a perverse motivator, a force we as a society can and should deny them. By refusing to grant these individuals the public stage they seek, we might rob their actions of some of their destructive power. Taking a life, whether it's the life of a CEO, a leader, or an ordinary individual, is never an act of heroism. We are not arbiters of existence. No one holds the moral authority to decide who deserves to live or die. A true hero, by contrast, is someone who commits themselves to solving the systemic problems that plague us, working to reform the medical system, for example, or striving to ensure fairness and accessibility in healthcare. These are the actions that inspire progress and healing, not acts of violence born of anger or despair. Consider the ripple effects of such tragedies. A recent killing of a high-profile individual could lead to unintended consequences for society at large: higher medical premiums, stricter policies, or reduced access to essential medical services. The cost of increasing security measures for executives, medical staff, and public officials will likely be borne by the people, straining already overburdened systems. Violence doesn't exist in a vacuum. Its echoes reach far and wide, disrupting lives far beyond the immediate circle of those directly affected. Life, for all its trials, is brimming with things worth cherishing, a few things worth sacrificing for, and nothing worth killing for. Violence is a false solution, a quicksand that traps us in cycles of pain and loss. As fairy tales so often remind us, the existence of dragons, or monsters, is not the revelation. Even children know that such evils exist. The true lesson lies in teaching that dragons can be overcome through courage, wisdom, and perseverance, not by perpetuating the violence they represent. And yet one must wonder, what breaks inside a person to drive them to take another's life? What accumulation of pain, isolation, or warped ideology leads to such a devastating act? The answer may lie not only in addressing the crime, but in confronting the conditions that allow such fractures in the human spirit to fester. Darwin may have refrained from stating it outright, but humanity's history shows us a harsh truth. We have not ascended because we are the smartest or the strongest, but because we are capable of extremes, both of compassion and of destruction. It is this duality that makes us dangerous, but also gives us the potential to rise above our base instincts. To break the cycle of violence, we must embrace our capacity for understanding, healing, and transformation.